And I think if you look at the experience, whether you look at the comparative experiences of states in India, you look around in South Asia, or you compare India with China, or you look even at the historical experiences of the rich countries, the so-called capitalist countries today, the message comes again and again that if you want a rapid improvement in people's living conditions, in in education, in health, in nutrition, and so on, then there has to be a huge amount of state involvement and of public intervention. That comes out even in the history of the rich countries. I mean, look at the healthcare systems. You know, all these so-called capitalist countries of Western Europe and North America, with the partial exception of the United States, have hugely developed healthcare systems with virtually universal access. And the share of public health expenditure in total health expenditure is very large. I mean, usually it's more than 50%, going up to 80 or 90% in some countries. Whereas in India, the share of the public sector in health expenditure is only about 15 to 20%. Even though India calls itself a socialist country. So whether you look at those historical experiences, you compare India with China, or even with its South Asian neighbors, whether you look at the comparative experiences within India, for example, with a state like Kerala, which was not so long ago as poor as most other states in India, but vastly better social indicators, in terms of life expectancy, of child mortality, of education, of nutrition, and so on. Or the states like Himachal Pradesh and north of India, which now have as good indicators as Kerala, in spite of being also very poor not so long ago. You look at these comparative experiences, it's the same message again, that public intervention is fundamental if you want to achieve rapid improvement in living conditions and development in the full sense of the term. And I think that today there's a great danger of forgetting that historical lesson, and of having this illusion, which you have described very well, that growth is going to solve all the problems. And if we count on growth alone, then I think we're going to see the continuation of this really dismal pattern where a minority of the population is enjoying transformations of living conditions that they would not have dreamed of 20 or 30 years ago, while for a large majority of people things continue much as before.